开始了。我可以开始了吗？
我们一起来跨步就向前，向前就有好姻缘。
我就要开始了。
恒持就会遇见更好的自己 ，yes。所以用你的右手哈，恒持就会遇见更好的自己。来，一起说 yes。好。所以我们总要有点鸡婆，稍微勇敢，不怕麻烦，坚持好事做到底。唯有不放弃，才能聚集更多幸福的未来。
Yes, if we are persistent, then you will find your better self.
泰国的郭梅君师姐，热烈掌声，感恩我们的回顾影片的制作团队哈。好，所以我们要往弘法利生心愿行，蔬食共善护大地哈。那祝大家新年快乐。那这一只龙呢，是我们针线琴今年特别设计出来的。
Happy New Year 2024.
非常吸睛，很多人都想要买，但是我们做不出来，所以只有给我们。
So beautiful. That's the new design.
好 ，OK， 所以祝福平安。虽然呢，真的年的一开始，好多地方传了灾难，但是我们还是要心安平安，祝福平安。
This should be from last time. From last week. Okay, next week we can see Sister Jing Yuan.
而我们的导读团队是美国的水晶师姐哈，所以希望我们保持着日日看大爱，时时3念时时生。疗愈果实今天的制作人
So just keep watching Dai TV.
透过他的分享，也会看到疗愈果实。那打怪任务这个部分是即将我们最新的一个打怪任务。
Today we have a special program for Dai TV.
即将制作人带着呢男女主角莅临主场。
For pandemic parts. Pandemic parts. Let's look at some trailers. It will be broadcasted in Saturday, starting from January 20th. Have you been scared by the SARS? If SARS coming back, what do we do? The virus is very hard to deal. Only Zhenyi in Taipei can do all this. I'm the nurse, I'm not your carer. They are all heroes from great love. Omicron has already get into the community. Everybody need to be prepared.
好，打怪任务没有退路。1月20号。
Okay, this is our new program.
8点开始哈，所以这个就是我们最新的，而它跟我们平常的戏是不太一样的。
Starting from January 20th, every Saturday.
现在呢，你要改为
We have 2 hours.
礼拜6晚上的8点来看，那一共连续会播1月20号开始，连续播4周，总共6集加前后的映前跟映后，所以8集。
We have 4 weeks.
还有包括大家熟悉的一线的小生福宇威会到，还有
And in the 24th of January, the cast will be here. The producer is Tang Zaiyang, Mr. Tang Zaiyang. He has so many experiences. So this is a new program for Dai Opera.
所以我们随时要提醒自己，爱上人就要多说慈济哈。所以呢，我们保有。
So we must remind ourselves, if we love Master, we need to talk more about Zhenyi. 2 aphorisms here. The first one is, the more good deeds we do, the more we will be able to let go of our troubled mindset. If we cannot influence others, just do what we ought to do. Master's ideal talents are modest and not arrogant, pure and self-respect, cultivation and virtue. Always hold self as love and treat everyone equally. Open-minded and control temper. Work hard and harmoniously with others. Show good etiquette and speechless and actions. Only we have this talent that Master will feel at ease. Wish everyone be ideal talent in Master's eyes. Let us put our palms and chest says, relax, Master, we are your ideal disciples. Say thank you to your neighbors. Say thank you. Let's study together. Master say you are the Dharma messenger. Pass on the great Dharma mindfully. That Dharma enter our heart. Become narrow and grow more from one to infinity. Master's teaching has become the Dharma card from Master Decheng. Today, in the afternoon, 2 to 4 o'clock, we can have this connect love with the passion of needle and thread. And also teach you how to make the herbals as our soup. So bring your own utensil this afternoon, because we are going to teach you to cook some goodies. And we will do use some sauce for the bread. Thank you so much for all the dedication to this program. We can see so many people has already donated so many after selling all these handicrafts. It's very expensive in foreign country. Actually, they try to raise the price. We only sell 499 NT, but in the United States, probably 20, 30, or 50 each. Well, because it's the purpose is to save people, to help people, so it doesn't matter. The price is not matter. In Canada, they have about 3 unloaders. From this book, read over the crowd, we can see that even come with a bag now, a book bag. The little Navik was thrown on the bag. It's so cute. We cannot provide for people here on site. You can only order. Each one is $200. Everybody who bought the bag says it's very, very good quality. All this will be donated also. We will use that to help the earthquake in Japan. We have more people to come do the dedication and donate.
去接龙，告诉我们数量。我们用这样的，那当然我一定要告诉你们，我们读书会不会有钱，所以我们会扣除本钱。
Well, the amount you want, if it's over 25 bags, we will have a free delivery.
第一笔的是10万块钱。那下个星期我会告诉你，我们又加码捐了多少，因为现在陆续。
First donation is $100,000. We have done already.
单一直在增加，他一下子30个，一下子说，老师我们已经增加50个。
My order is increasing now.
所以就是一直在增加。可是虽然我非常的忙碌，
So 50 or even 100 come in real quick.
没有在我们的口袋，对不对？但是我们知道大爱共善去驰援我们的日。
The money does not come to our pocket, but we are still very happy, right? Because this is the right thing to do.
看看这一个袋子哈，非常的感恩。那这个袋子。
Everybody here can go to the back of our site to take a look at the stuff, the bags.
那同时间，我们的讲师呢是周年庆以后才会给礼物。结果今天讲师到
We will make it a gift in our anniversary, 11th anniversary.
所有人对我们的支持，也就相信，真的，我觉得。昨天这样极短的一个时间的
Thank you for all your support.
上人一直讲8个字，我一开头你们一定要接啊！信人有信己无私，信人有爱。对，我们一定要
Like Master said,
我们的念头是简单的。
believe yourself is selfless and believe others have love.
东西已经做出来了，本来313要做的事情提早做，刚好又遇到。强震，日本的强震，这2件事。
Originally, we were set to do it in March, but now things the bag has already in production, so we start doing this fundraising.
那这个月上云端跟谁有关系？跟我们月上云端的主编群有关系，所以我又问他们4个，我就说这件事我想要这样。
People read over the crowd. Has a lot to do with this because it's actually together with the handicraft.
我说的很简单，但是光这个袋子一定要给周信宏师兄热烈。
That's why we put the two things together.
周信宏师兄，我们都教他周大师，对不对
？Thank you. Give me applause. I will tell you the reason why.
拍4次，我推荐他2次。 我说不行，这个这样，然后他说好，老师我重拍，每一天都来重拍，我就放在我的位置下。
When they shoot the bag for the advertisement, they did it 4 times. I reject them 2 times.
周信宏讲，请他再来拍1次，他总共拍4次，因为灯光的问题。
So the documentation team came to do 4 times. After I give them an okay, let's say thank you to them. Even though brother Zhou, everyone call him master, he just kind of humble, says no.
要不然我一样跟你推荐，我也没再客气的。好，好，大家可以看到哈，所以你看看，好。 这是我们书轩的陈义军，他说：“老师，今天拿到材料包，我开始动工了哦。”
So this is from the Sister Yijun from the book of faith. She's already got the material and she started doing the handicraft already.
乐观者的身上，往好处想，处处都是会遇到好人跟好事的。好，那。 我就说，我因为遇到
This is our conversation.
所以总能心想事成。真性情的好手们就是最好的一个例证，随时要记着。就像
She said, "We have always had the good affinity, so we can do the good things."
向前就有好姻缘。
Just like we used to say, "Step forward and you will find a good affinity."
做的不是拿来念的。 我真的写下来的这些，我没有一句是拿来。
And I encourage her, say, all these aphorisms is for us to practice, not just to announce it, not to recite it.
就是激励人向前的，所以最新写的，因为真性情的
When you show your action, you will encourage people to do it. So let's say it again. Step forward, then you will find a good affinity. Whenever things, like Master said, if it's right, you just do it. That's why we did this fundraising in 10 minutes. We decided in 10 minutes. Our team has done all this in 1 day. Everybody put it together. So that's we give everyone the love, and so you can spread to everyone. Today, our online translation master encouraged we have more translation teams. Every week we have at least five languages. Today is the second week. United States, Team A, Jack, Leon, Victor, everyone. And then Japanese, Sister Meiyun, and the Cantonese team, Malaysia team, and Malaysian, even from Australia, Malaysia, United States. And this is the Hakka team. People from Taiwan in every area. Sister Meiyun, Guo Meiyun is our documentation team. She shared her story in September 27 last year about the love she received from so many people in her illness. And she was grateful for the giving in the refugee camp. And it is like a small piece of love puzzle in her life. After the surgery, she said she used to be a very active kid. Now she became very slow after the surgery. The second week after her surgery, she found a chance to be interviewed by the Dharma TV. She was worried at that time because she felt her condition was not very good. You can see the review video that actually is made by Sister Meiyun. He is going to do the international translation too in 2025. Next, let's look at the read over the crowd promotion. We arranged many people to do the sharing. This is from Sister Zhenyi, which is a daughter from our commissioner Huiyin, Sister Huiyin. So thank you. If we do things together, we will work further. Now this is our culinary team. This is today's team, 5 of them from Kaohsiung. Team A. Team A. Thank you. The following days, the following weeks will come another teams. So let's read the successful person always looking for the chance to help others, while the opposite always asking what I can do from this, what I can get from this. So if we persistent, then you will find your better self.
那好回应善效应的部分，我们来看一下哈，就上个礼拜142则的好回应。
Now the good, the positive feedback and effect.
这些热烈给我们第一时间呢，然后无论是团队或者
Thank you so much for so many teams.
所以我们非常感恩宜兰的
their feedback, and this is for director from our Myanmar branch office, Sister Jinan.
也非常感恩哦，就是我们的槟城的慈界哈，给我们这样的一个回应。
Sister Yao always use the quick rhyme to do the comment. Sister Fangwen from United States said more than 10 years ago, they have changed to see their story.
所以你看，写下来，虽然我没有念出来，但是呢，都可以怎么样把它记录给我们的所有的讲师。
Next, we can see from the social worker from last week.
爱来脸，今天给大家一个爱胸章，有没有戴在身上的？有，很漂亮，对不对？它还有
Last week, they brought this
单纯哈，所以非常的感
love
我们的
to us.
秋华师姐，她非常非常的热情。
Thank you, Sister Chu Hua brought us the handicraft of love to us.
全世界爱洒全球，你的爱温暖了全球哈。那在这边呢，我们的加拿大的一个管心灵说，曾经在台湾看到这么特别。
Comment says we are grateful for you spreading the love around the world.
对，很多人都看到这个爱，但不晓得他的创作者，这就是我们祖秋华师兄。而我们的红点医师仁义会这边我们的云南大理的
Dr. Huang from TIMA, Kaohsiung. Yang Yin from Yunnan appreciate Dr. Huang's sharing. And now is for the assistant superintendent, brother Lin Minlan. He represents us in the COP28 to announce, to promote the vegetarian food. Thank you for your comment on the YouTube, Chinese and English platform. Hog Effie and brother Su Yihao also. Thank you.
We can understand better the preparatory work behind the scenes. 他就讲说非常感恩际会的一个分享，让我们更了解呢，就是一个表演的背后里面的非常多的一个幸福的一个部分哈。那我们的 Sherry Wu 他说 Indeed love.
Thank you for Sister Jing Hui's sharing.
他说其实爱是最好的药，比医生开的药都还好哈。所以我们非常感恩所有家人为我们透过英文或者是华语的部分帮我们。
Thank you for all your comments.
谢谢你。你说感恩秋华师姐满满的爱，爱你哦。慧凤呢在高雄，她说。
是杨慈书 ，Thank you. When the love is spreading around the world, it can make the connection between people easily. Mr. Ruan Ziyin draw the beautiful picture for us again. Let's give her the applause. She is now in the Zhenyi University.
攻读那履足迹，这个时候呢，因为我们的时间上要有所一点调整，就是我们的执行长要签书还有拍照的部分，所以我们就请把这个单元往前。那今天老师攻读那履足迹，
we are moving our daily journal of Dharma Master ahead.
固守初心，我们透过通关密语来欢迎他。我喜欢和
Today
你
she's
在
talk about
一起，
introspection, our
因为
initial
你有
aspiration.
正能
Let's
量。
give her a round of applause.
常驻师傅，还有我们那个各位军长，还有我们全球的慈济家人，大家好，我的名字叫黄真怡，
Everyone,
上人赐给我的
Master
法号叫明顺。那今天呢，跟大家导读的是那履足之2023年的
Today
春
I'm
之
going to
见
talk
1
about
月8号到14号
the daily
折热
journal
这
of
一
Dharma
个
Master
追溯
Zhenyi.
源头固守
It's the
初心法。这段期
2023
间呢，
January
刚好
8 to
上人行
14.
脚回到了金舍。 各个团队区
And
域
during
和
this
团队
time,
回来跟上人报
the
告。
Master
那这一段时间，这个时
went
间
back
刚
to
好
the
是文
abode.
史处跟编专处来跟上人报告，就是有关资深志工编辑的部
And
分
during
哈。
this time, many team went
这
back
个
to the
时候
boat and
呢，
talked to the
上人就
masters.
跟我们的这个同仁就说呢，慈济人应该把自己投入慈济的因缘与足迹讲给人
And
听，还要
Master
牵引有
repeatedly
缘的
mentioned
人
that
一起来
Tzu Chi
做，
people should
不
share
是
the
在灾
story
难
with the
发生
public,
才动员，平常就要懂
to
得去
lead them
造福哦。
to do it together,
那
not
慈
to
济欢乐
mobilize
世界
when
的意
only
思
when
是
there's
要
a
大家用心
disaster.
的追溯，以整理稳固法脉中门的根本，传承
And the
法
history
学。
of Tzu Chi
此时
across the
迈入了
century need to be
2024
carefully
年，
traced and
慈济已经
organized
迈向了
in
58
order to
年。
stabilize the
距离一
foundation of
甲
the
子很
Dharma
快的时
lineage
间
and
就
to
到
pass
了。
on the essence of the Dharma.
这50年来呢，我们将四大
Master
志业、八
also
大法
say
印
in these
建立
50
并落
years, we
实，
have
这是很不
established
容
and
易的。
implement
这里
the
面充满了
four
感恩
main
的种
mission
子，
and 8
一
main
生无量，
footprint,
延伸
which
的
is
很
not
快，
easy.
所以才会一直说，慈济
And
是
this
一个
place
感
is
恩的
full
世
of the
界，
seeds
大
of
家的付出
gratitude,
都是无所
which
求
are
的哈。
infinite in number and extend
上
very
人
quickly
呢，
in one's
在表
life.
示说自己
And
在
that is
教
why
弟
I've
子的时
always say
候，
that
不
Tzu
是
Chi
只
is a
有在课
world
堂
of
上授
gratitude.
课，而是带
The
着
master
大
said
家
that
一
when
起
she
去
teaches her
做。
disciples, she does not
近
just
年
teach
来
in the
常教
classroom, but also
慈济
lead them
人
to
莫
do
忘初
things
衷，莫忘那
directly.
一年，莫忘那一人，就是要
In
大
this
家
early
追
year,
溯
there are
源
not
头，
many
固守
Tzu Chi
初
member
心
and
哈。
the charitable
早期的
fund
志
was
工在
limited.
投入慈济的因缘，都要好好的追溯。他们的投入是慈济事业发展很重要的因缘。
And
老
early
师，我要
volunteer, the
播
cause
放
of their
第一
commitment
段
of
了。
Tzu
但
Chi
是
should be
呢，
properly
我
traced,
很
and their
期待
commitment is very
慈
important
济
cause of the
人呐
development of Tzu Chi
重返一
volunteerism.
次的历史。
And let's look at the
历
video.
史就是要人去感受，所以慈济的人文呐、我实在是很用心，也是很会心。人文呐、这一个事业，就是要重返慈济的历史，期待呢重新记录。所以历史要从哪里来？需要我们现在的文史编纂，大家要多花一点心。当然啦、也很期待呢全球慈济的历史的今天呐、这人人去点呐、看看那一年。所以我们要有莫忘那一年，更要莫忘那一人。这都是呢我们一路走过的啦。这是不只是在那里，同时的那一年，真正的那一天，一切呢 好好的用心，数字盘点，历史盘点。
像我当初进入慈济的时候是在1998年，那时候师兄跟我说：“你有没有听过慈济？要不要加入慈济？” 我跟他说好，我们就一起了。那就在1998年投入之后，1999年发生了921。当时呢，我婆婆帮我顾小孩，然后我们全家就投入了在921的这震灾当中。我邮寄那一天921的当天。
And we were all involved in helping the earthquake victims.
那亲自到这个彰化，因为彰化有一个倒塌的大楼，亲自载着志工到倒塌的大楼服务。下午之后呢，南投那边很紧急，所以我就又载着志工跑到了南投的体育馆，然后他们跟我们说，他们很缺，就是在殡仪馆那边很需要志工，所以我又在这一批志工呢，就
I brought many volunteers from one places to the other.
我发现到说，
We even
我
went
不知
to
道哪里来的勇
many
气，
funeral
对着
homes.
很多的这个往生者，我很有勇气的站在他们的前面，然后
Don't know where the
开始
courage
助
came
念。
from, but
如果没有
at
慈
the
济，我
funeral
相信我
home,
没有办法去做到
I
这
look
件
at all
事。
those people
所以呢，
who
上人
passed
向我
away
们
during the
提醒我们
earthquake. I
要
start
去
praying
盘，
for them.
就是盘点往
I
过
would
去的
never
点
do
做
that
慈济的点点
before,
滴
but
滴。
at that
所以呢，我
moment,
就回顾
I
到
got all
当
this
初我是如
courage
何的加入
and
慈
I
济。
showed them my
这样一
sincere
来已
praying.
经25年了。那这25年
Now
当
look
中，我
back,
觉
it's
得
been
我
25
遇到了
years since I
很多
first
很好
involved
的
in
人，
Tzu.
我们一起共同
During
做着
these
好
years, I
事
met
哈。
many
所
people.
以
They
呢，
are
希望在
so
座或者
nice
是
in
名
helping
单上
me,
的同学
and
们，
we are doing
你
great
们如
things
果
together.
听到了上人这样的呼吁，也希望大家呢盘点自己的生命，也
I
盘
hope
点
by
自己下自
listening
己
to the
的慈
video
济历史哦。
and listen to Master's talk
说到慈
earlier,
济，慈善事业
you're
是我们的源头，
also
慈悲喜舍是慈
thinking
济事
about
业的一个
involve and
基石
volunteer
哈。
in the future.
57年的慈济路
So
没
the
有脱离
kindness,
慈悲喜舍，
compassion, joy,
慈
and
悲喜舍就
unselfish
像棋
giving
盘
are
的
the
4个角，
cornerstone of
这
Tzu.
也是慈济的基础。
57
从
on the
过
road
去
of
到
Tzu
现
has
在
not
都
been
在这个
detached
棋
from
盘上，
kindness,
没有
compassion,
脱离
joy,
这
and
个基础，
unselfish giving.
没有逾越
They're
过
like the
这
four
样的棋
corners
盘，
of a
总是
chessboard,
要
which is
守规
also the
守矩哈。
foundation of Tzu Ji.
虽然棋盘是方的，
And
但
from the
是
past
在
to
慈济的
present,
世
they are
界是
all
立
on
体
this
原理
chessboard,
同
have
心
never
圆，
been
大家
detached
有相
from
同的
these
精
four
神理念，
foundations.
有心有愿有力，
Although
身
the
体力
chessboard
行
is
慈悲喜
square,
舍，
Tzu
而
Ji is a
且
three-dimensional
信与愿
glazed
行，
concentric
真正的
circle,
显示出
which we
守
share the
戒
same
奉道，
spiritual
祈祷
concept,
圣
have the
大人。
heart, the will, and the strength
老
to
师，不好意
kindness,
思，
compassion, joy, and unselfish giving, as
伊
well
即
as
个
the
讲，
faith and
伊
willingness
个
to do
小
so.
木屋开始啊，我就是真
And the
记
master
啊，
recall, I
一直
remember
透
when I
讲
started
吼，
in the
有
hut,
人要来对
I
师
was
父
very
修行啊，
self-restrained until
开
someone
始
came
呢，
to
他
practice
们
with
就
me.
要克勤，因为
And
呢，
at the
我们
begin
自力
and at
更
the
生，
beginning, they had to be
所
self-restrained
以呢，
because
大
we
家
are
都
all
要克
self-reliant and
勤，
cultivate our
绝
own
对呢，
lives.
克服了自己
So
啊，
we have
入
to
来到
be
这个道场
self-restrained and
内底，
absolutely
就
have to
是
overcome
要
ourselves.
修行。
And when we come into the site, we have to practice.
是的，回想我当初受证的时候，我跟我婆婆是同时受证的。当时
I
我就
remember
发
when
心
I
意愿，
become
就
the
跟
Tzu
上
Ji
人说，
commissioner,
我要生世世跟着上人。所
my
以呢，上
mother-in-law
人说的话，弟子
also
依教奉行，
was the
也都会去
Tzu
听。
Ji
来到了这个道
commissioner
场，除了
back
要内
then.
修诚正信实，外行慈悲喜舍这基盘之外，更是要有尽释家风，克己、克勤、克俭、克难。来到慈济的道场，跟人和合相处。上人在跟文史处跟这个编纂处的时候，他有感而
The
言啊，
master
现代的
had
人
the
间非
feeling that
常
there's a
需
great
要
need
慈
for
善，
charity
因
in
为
the
苦
world
难人偏
nowadays
多，无名人也偏多，
because
所
there are
以
too
需要
many
爱
suffering
心
people
人
and too
增
many
加，
ignorant
才能够
people.
平衡人间的苦
Therefore, we
难与
need
无
more
明，
caring people
把
to
因为
balance the
贪欲
suffering
而
and
脱
ignorance in
离
the
棋
world,
盘，损伤人间的人
bring
心
back the
赶回
hearts of the
来。
people who
不
have
管
left the
是慈济人
chessboard.
的
because of greed and desire and who have harmed the world, and to guide everyone to return to the pure and good nature of the world.
我的导读到这里，感恩大家。
好，我们非常的感恩哈，也谢谢
Thank you.
您
This
先
is
回
the
座哈。
end.
我们还是要给他热烈的掌声哈。对他来讲，如果你有每一周都守住读书会的时候，你可以发现，珍怡他是比较新的导读人。 也就是他比较没有
If
那
you
么样
watch
的
our
像
show
你平
every
常看
week,
到的导读
you
人
know that
如
she's
此的
new
顺畅
to our
或
book
者
club.
可以侃侃而谈。可是我觉得，愿意去承担，然后愿意去
She
尝
may
试，
not
这
speak
就是勇气。
fluently
所
like
以还是要
others,
给她热烈的掌声
but
哈。
she has
那
great courage to be
当
on
然，
stage.
我们绝对可以去感受到那一份的不容易。 以及那一份的紧张，因为导读人他其实要写出2000字的一个
So you
组
can
织稿，
tell
虽然
it's
我
not
已经跟
easy
他
to
们
be
讲
on
是不可以
stage.
按照稿
You
子
can
念，
get
然
nervous
后要很
and
自然，然后不能看稿子
you
全
have
部
to
念出
speak
来。虽
softly
然
and
我们都是这
smoothly.
样子说，但是对于初尝试的一个人，他其实是不容易的，所以这样已经很棒了。我
For
们
a
还是要给
beginner,
他
it
再
is
次加油的
not
掌声
easy,
哈，
so
要不然的
please
话
give
大
her a
家
round
呢
of
都不
applause.
敢。 就不敢来尝试了哈。好，那我们非
I
常
want more
感恩
people
广
to
西
join our
防城
team.
的王雅丽说：“跨步就向前，向前就有好运。”美恩老师的这一句话一直也激励着我，非常感恩你雅丽。然后他也觉得，看来读书会的人都非常有才，非常感恩。
We already
知
had
能会
people
说
leave
我喜欢我
comments.
们高雄线上读书会的氛围。彭世国在桃园说：“美丽的桃花源，跃上云端读书去了。” 槟城的慈介，谢谢你。你说改变不了别人做就做
And I'm
对的
reading
事吧。
comments
也
from
感恩石金文金在
people
北京上线，我们的
from
高雄的苏美
Malaysia,
玲，还
also
有北
from
京的黄
Beijing.
华，谢谢，也问候大家。山东威海的王慧，他说我已经上线了，虽然只有1堂课的空课，但还是抽空来学习提升自己。我们的王慧
Some
哦，
of
他
our
是
listeners,
山
they
东的老
even
师，可是呢，他每一次都写，几乎给我们
get
写3小
online,
时，为
even
什么？
though they
因
have a
为他
very
都看回播，所以非常感恩哈。那我们
few
杭州的
times
素
today,
心，他
but they
说
still
我
squeeze
愿
their
意跃上云
schedule
端连线读书起
and
来。
to be
黑
on
河的
our
关
book
键
club
也
and
问候。
listen
黑
online.
河，黑河现在几度？上一次说零下不知道几度，那现在不晓得几度哈。那高雄的苏美玲就说：“感恩珍妮师姐分享58年前慈济人，还有很多人不太认识哦。我们要莫忘初心，见人就来说慈济。”对，好，所以呢，北京的石金也跟你赞美说，您的导读表现
By
得非常自
listening
然
to
哦，
this
用心就是
daily
很
journal
好
from the
哈。所以我
past,
们就是一直
people
一直
learn
加
of
油。
history
华
and
德的文丹
also
说：“感恩珍妮师姐的导
learning
读，他对
about
过去的生命也
what
参与着
happened back
一个一个
then.
做
Like
大无
this
畏的一个精
one we
神。
just
人
finished,
人
it
真
talks
的人
about
人都是伟大战争，
history
都是我们可以
57
学习的
years
人品
ago.
典范。文史流芳才能上新加入的志工，了解慈济的历史。感恩您的导读。文代也谢谢他在第一个时间就响应了我们的跃上云端这样的一个手提袋。2月21的时候，我们最初的在昆山连线的
And some
3个
of
家园
the
也即将莅临我
viewers,
们的
they are
主场。
not just
重庆的一
watching
大
the
伟马
show,
上
they
用
are
顺口溜的
also
方式说：“珍妮师姐上导读，追溯源头，顾初
purchasing
心，盘点历史来时路，守
the
志
blue
奉道，
bag
勤
that's
修
for
行。”
fundraising.
那广西的王雅丽说：“感恩珍妮师姐的分享，慈济是一个感恩的世界，上人很期待我们要好好投入慈济世界，发展很重要的好音乐。要莫忘那一年、那一天、那一人，要盘点生命，不忘初心，训愿行，守志奉道，其道甚大，影响更多人回归亲近善良的一个本性。总之，热烈掌声，感恩所有的一切的美好，谢谢，谢谢，好。”
The viewers say in recent years, we often teach Tzu people not to forget the original heart, need to remember what happened to the Tzu events occurred in particular years. And here's some of the
在
flyers.
这个部分呢，你看，好命的人要真心付出，好命才有意思，所以我们就往前，一直呢走着，从8岁生日，我们发的一个愿，因为
And
888
now we're looking at our
我们就说发什么好
fundraising.
愿，我们说木心木爱，新年万蕊。
It
我们
started
万蕊
in
也是不到1个月就
2021.
1万了。
Now
然
it's
后
the
跟上人分享的时
146
候，上人就
weeks.
说不是万蕊，
We
是
already
万蕊，我们就听懂了。所以继续，到
have
现在已经累积在146周，
50,954
总累计的
Lotus
总共是
fundraising.
57954.23朵。所以非常感恩所有的共善力量愿
This
意
is
来
an
加入，也
amazing
感恩我们
number.
的
Thank you for everybody who were part of it.
都要做这样的结算，分成跨国的、跨区的跟高雄区的，所以人可以没有权利，但要有影响力。看一下你是我们近视之友了吗？如果没有的话，可以到近视书轩去填哦。然后这个不是诈骗集团，那它有什么好处？就是2024走出有会员的小礼，
the office in your local area, you're welcome to visit the office and check out to see some of their new products.
您平常请购1000元那一份礼物是来自哪里？是来自跟我们认同理念，他很可能一个人护持，比如说黄
Like this one, the one on the left, it's
轮到他的时候很久才会轮到，15个月以上才轮到，他就去。
It's one of the discount that people get at 慈济高雄。
就是缴了，就跟大家结缘。那有人呢找了30个人，轮到的时候一个人才负责1000块钱而已。我呢口袋没有那么深，我找3个人。轮到我的时候，我们一个人出1万块钱，就这么简单。所以其实这件事情，您知道以后，只要愿意，大家都想说，哦，上人说金色要成为全球慈济人的后盾，我们去金色的用度什么，对不对？我们都说，那刚去的时候说，有没有哪里可以护持一下？
We want you to share with your friends to see if anyone's interested in be part of the 慈济 family.
因为那近视的那个鼓励棒，鼓励棒最新的，它一条25
And
元。
if you know anyone who also want to volunteer, you can also invite them.
欢喜的，吃完以后你要去买。那今天就是给你尝试一下哈。我们的周信宏在哪里呀
？Right on the right-hand side,
这里先拍一下他们。你们先不
the
要吃，
flyer is showing some of the 慈济 snacks.
等一下，等他来才举高。
It involved one of the chocolate chips,
还有我们整个
oatmeal.
系列的护卫的保养组，好气色，思绪灵活，这也是部分。好，请大家把鼓励棒这个爱的
And here are some of the healthy products that produced by 慈济。
这是我们最新的新品，
This is the snack bar.
鼓励棒，让你的能量好，没有
They're also called the energy bar.
新品好不好？它很便宜
Everybody here
外面一条可能是卖到35、
高雄 will get one today.
我讲错了，35块啊，35块啊！所有的书轩的同仁，赶快冲出来制止我，不要乱讲话。好。 因为外面这一个要卖到45块，
Sorry, a little earlier I was confused about the price.
很好吃，待会拍完照就吃吧。你说啊，吃会饱吗？
Taiwan dollar, $35, Taiwan dollar.
但是真的很好吃，好吃了以后呢，我们就要让更多人能吃到，所以请好开始吃吧。好，但是我们美美的溜秀师姐不要吃啊，我们2个要出来对谈了哈。所以爱最好的一个祝福这一边。那打怪任务1月20号，
Here's some books that's coming out, and this is the 慈济大爱 drama.
即将在1月24号莅临这里，有没有来看帅哥？
The drama is talk about the what happened at the 慈济 hospital during the COVID time.
一大堆的丰功伟业哈。那旅行的时候要记得买我们的大爱感恩的，真的超滑溜的，比你买那个高级的还要好。很多人买很多高级的那个好几万块的、几千块的，现在都换成我们这个，说我们这个好。那这一件衣服呢，说真的如果没让大家看都不知道说，我们这件衣服，尤其今天天气比较冷。 然后呢，大家可以看一下。
This is actually the jacket.
2合1的保暖外套。你说，这一件我自己
2-in-1 jacket.
一个夹板的，所以呢，你看不但是防水，而且同时间呢，它
Can you believe this jacket is made of 76 plastic bottle?
不同的一个穿法。
It's good for cold weather and also hot weather.
这样子，或者是你想要戴个帽子也是可以的，这就是整个是非常的方便。那很可能大
At
家
the outside has reflective lines
水一样，好像就是我有了，我何必还要
that can reflect the light in the night.
真的不要小看
There are many hidden pockets
所以非常的感恩。这所有
that you can put all your important stuff in it.
科技呢，获奖无数，完全回馈。
It's a simple jacket, but look at all this things. It's The design is amazing that you can even wear as a raincoat. Good for hiking and when you go out for harsh weather too. This is our positive book feedback from the past. Bertie Master came to our book club 2023 February, and this is the feedback.
我讲他们的就好了。然后接下来就是我们的小明师姐杯子双运翻转生命，她讲的是有关于乳。那我为什么要特别讲一下今天来的待会带动的活动组，就是大社这个活动组？他说活动组啊，大能量大放送。他说那一天的时候啊，在进行，没想到就是现场好像出现了问题，于是音乐也播不出来，什么也播不出来。可是他们在其他现场的时候，他们说他完全没有感觉。为什么？因为呢，带动的亚萍师姐声音太大了。所以他们其实，在外面没有感觉到我们主场没有断电，然后没有声音，他靠着那个，那因为没办法播出音乐，于是乎呢，他马上就灵机一变，然后用不同的方式来带动大家。
She was watching this exercise activity team from the TV, and
要去带活动的时候，只要那个前面那个人能量够大的话，整个场子就可以热络起来。
activity give her idea when she go out that she has an idea how to cheer people by watching this activity.
亲子教养和乐家庭这一个部分，我们来看一下，我们待会要对谈。
Let's coming to our next upcoming segment about parenting and family happiness.
不是，对，是我要控的。对，你安心。好，大家可以看到呢，今天呢，王本荣执行长跟刘秀师姐呢已经莅临了我们主场。那我们的
the CEO of Zhenyi Education Foundation, Mr. Wang Benrong, and also Ms. Li Liuxiu. She's a tea ceremony teacher teaching at the Zhenyi University.
秋华师兄就说，今年金马奖最佳女主角竟然是现在才12岁的林品彤，是慈济教育事业执行长的王本荣的孙子。
This year's the Taiwan Golden Horse Movie Award Best Actress. The person who received the Best Actress award, she's only 12 years old. Her name is Audrey Lin. And this is the moment that when they announced the winner.
他要介绍他的时候说，为什么他10几岁就可以入围哈？后来真的得奖之后，他们5个影后就说哇，那个超吸睛的，不晓得你有没有看到那个见证的那一刻哈？所以我们在这边，
I don't know if you watched the clip.
就是第一时
They are all surprised a young girl, 12 years old girl, received the Best Actress award.
我也告诉他说，我第一时间已经攻克了感恩徐父。他说你是慈济
And this is our line chat. I sent it to Mr. Wang Benrong. He is the grandfather of the actress Audrey. And you can tell that we're so excited. The line graphic, it just showed our excitement.
恭喜你们家孙女品彤荣获金马女主角奖耶！她谢谢阿公阿嬷，我就听她在讲，她讲到最后，谢谢阿公阿嬷，我就这样写。她说，我就说你们一定守住。
And when Audrey went to the stage, she thanked everybody. She also thanked her grandma and grandpa, which is our speaker today.
你看，为什么执行长有成就，我还在玩？
And you know what?
我说我年年看主持人，看创意。
Her grandfather is the first time watching this Golden Horse Movie Award just because of his granddaughters in it. And this is a famous director, Ang Lee.
他其实在第一轮的时候，所有的评审他就是
he had a
金马奖影后，
little
在
chat
第一轮哦，
with
都不用讨
Audrey.
论，所有人看过就是他12岁的他。可是呢，在这个当下里
He
面呢，
commented that
人家问说，哎，李安娜，你会
after
不会找他去
watching
演戏？他
all
就
this
说，他还想
competition
让他多研
movie,
究、多读书、多去学习。
everybody
然
agree
后我特别
Audrey
在这
is
边
the
为什么要
one
写艾玛华森？因为呢，这是品红
because her
他心目中
acting
的偶像。那这个人又
is
是谁？他是
really
基本上
surprised
哦，他是
everybody.
一个
She
英
really
国的女
deserved
演
the
员、模特
award.
儿、导演、社会活动家，那么厉害哦，而且得过了3项的奖项，也是全球收入最高的女演员之一。她现在只有30几岁，所以她是她的偶像。好，所以你看看她的
And
偶
for
像。好，
Audrey,
那我们从这里呢，要来
Emma
看看
Watson is her idol.
有
Emma
关优秀
Watson
师
is
姐。待会
the
我要跟她
actress
对
in
谈的
Harry
时候，
Potter.
来，我们先看六秀师姐，美
She's
美
now
的六秀师姐。
30
好，
some
我们
years
印
old.
象中的她。
And Audrey is only 12 years old. She still has a lot to learn.
我要品它，还有呢，我就要细细
And
地
I'm
也
showing
在
you the
品当
clip
中，想想我的人生是不是还能再
for
调
the
整一
tea
下。有些
ceremony
人他也
hosted
有好
by
茶，但是他不知道
teacher
泡茶
Li
的方法。
Liuxiu. She
可
is
惜
the
了，他
grandmother
就
of
100度的
Audrey.
热水，然后就整个浸泡那么久，太可惜了。茶真的可以让我们的心情非常的喜悦。
喝新茶传新话，内传外
People who
流，
came to the
叫
tea
天
ceremony
以茶入道，反思
really
自我，在
enjoy
生活中
how
体验近似的美
elegant
好。
茶道只是一个方便
how
化
to drink tea
那在
slowly.
透过这学习的
It
过
brings
程，
out
你才知道什么
the
叫做
pureness of tea.
净化人心。
邀大家喝好茶，说好话，学习到美学，也修身养性。大爱新闻知识美职工叶静红、赖慧娟、夏美玉台报道。
好，基本上我们是不是很想学一下六秀师姐，学一下茶道的师姐？我想这是标杆，我最好不要去茶道，我应该会破
We
坏。
all want to be like
他们说老师你要不要去茶
teacher
道？我
Li
说千万
Liuxiu.
别。
We
大家
want
来看
to
一下，我的
learn
阿
how
嬷
she
做
drink
实践，来
tea,
看看美国女孩林品
how
彤
to make tea.
You know, mommy loves
And
you, right?
this is a clip that
冰淇淋我
Audrey
吃超多次的。
speaking with her
大家记得
grandparents.
我，因为我在电影《美国女孩》里面
This
饰
is
演
her
那个
one of the
天真
earliest
活泼
movie,
却很会
American
察言
Girl.
观色的小女孩。某种程度上，我也是个观察者。我在澳洲出生，1岁时回到台湾，7 岁
I was
开始
born in
参与音
Australia.
乐剧
That's
演
this
出
is from
我又爱
Audrey.
上了舞台。我最近
I
喜欢
fell
这
in
首
love
歌
with，stage
应该是阿公阿
when I
妈
was 10 years
年轻
old.
的时候听的歌，我唱给你们听好不好？
And right now I'm performing a song for my grandparents.
我对音乐的喜好应该是遗传阿嬷的。
My
阿嬷
interest
很
of
会弹古
music
筝，
should be
也会
heard
到
from
四
my
季的学
grandmother.
校教茶道。在
She
我的
can
心目
play
中，
Chinese
我就是那
instrument,
么的优雅。
and she will
除了
also go
专业
teach
的
at
学
the
养之外
school.
呢，我们还有生活礼仪的教养，
She taught me
还
a
有
lot.
人格品格的修
She
养。
taught me how
我
to
们称它是三养开
have
泰。
good manner.
阿嬷推的茶道叫俊师茶道，好，要喝茶的时候要观想，那要用非常感恩的心去品这一杯茶。
We are drinking tea with
那喝茶可以
gratitude,
帮助我的表
and
演。
this is called the
那当然是
Jingsi
可
tea
以的
ceremony.
要喝茶一定要先泡茶嘛，对不对？那就是要透过一些训练，透过训练，你那个专注的心马上就可以出来。
Grandma
阿
taught
公，你
me
爱
that
喝
by
茶吗？
drinking tea,
我已经喝了
it
一辈子
prepare
阿嬷
me
的茶了。
哇，
to be focused. And
我的
Grandpa
阿公阿
say
妈
he's
都
been
是慈济
drinking
人，
tea
他们大部分的时间都在
from
华人。
Grandma for
阿公很博学，
his whole
总
life.
是在做研究。他是
And
医
my
生，也是校
grandfather
长。
is
但
very
是自从我
educational.
演了《美国女孩》
He's a
以后，
doctor. He's
大家都
also
改口叫他
a
美国女孩的
university
阿公了。
principal.
公，你在找什么？
Now
大家在
everybody
找
calls
一个你现在
him
非常有
Audrey's
兴趣的
grandpa
过
now.
动儿的事。他们除了过动以外，最主要是情绪控制不好。
When I was doing research for my role, the role has the
你要演这个
ADHD.
角色，把他情绪
Grandpa
好
helped me.
让他们大家可以更理解、更接纳过动儿。
He has
阿
many
公
books
现在
in
还
his
要把他的
library,
专业继续发挥在写
and
书上
he
面。
told
现在他还在研究
taught me what he
脑
know
部
about
跟佛教
kids with
天文的关
ADHD.
系，实在是太厉害了。
And he's now study
我是美国女孩林品彤，
the
我
relation
的阿
between
公聪明又
brain,
幽默，我的阿嬷
astrology,
温柔又慈悲。
and Buddhism.
好，我们看过很多我的阿公阿
And
嬷
this
做
is a
瓷器，
clip
这是
about
比较
my
不一样的
grandpa
哈。
and
所
grandma
以
by
美国女
Audrey.
孩林品彤介绍给你们这一个哦，她只有12岁哈，那她的
So
语
let me
英语的
introduce
部
her
分、华语的
again.
部分哈，
Her
所
name
以
is
呢，目
Audrey
前呢还
Lin.
小。那但是呢，她已经
Chinese
呢在
name
第
is Ling
24届的
Pingtong.
台北电影奖最佳新演员美国女孩是被提名，而获奖的
She
是
was
第60
nominated
届最重要
for
的金马奖最佳女主
the
角。
Best New
好，
Actress
所以
back
在
in
这个当下那一天
2022.
哈，大家都说她真的
And
很不像12岁的孩子这样的一个应
2023,
对，落
she
落大方，然后讲的
received
话
the
真
Best
的是侃
Actress
侃而谈
Award
哈。那当
for
然也有哽咽的
Taiwan's
时候
Golden
了哈，所以她
Horse
成为
Movie
史上
Award.
最年轻的一个影后哈。那我们非常的
And
感恩。
she's the
那大家其
youngest
实不是她一
winner
触
of
可及，李安被认为她是个天才少女演员，可是她是在7岁的
this
时候参加夏令
category.
营，开始她的表演之路，而且她就爱上了。所以你可以看见哦，7岁
She
与
started
表演
when
相
she
遇，
was
让
7
8
years
岁
old.
开始
She
就是多出音乐剧里面，让
she
林
went
品
to
彤
the
印象
summer
最
camp
深刻
and
的
she
是
started
那个
fell in
时候
love
就
with
叫做热
acting.
带天使哈。所以你
And
看，
from age
那现在
8,
呢，我们从
she's
这个哈，因为它其实是
was
一个
already
比赛舞
performing
台
on
剧
stage.
显力新星2020年的一个竞选赛。那当时候她只有8岁，从800名演员中脱颖而出哈。
And
那大家看她，你
at
一定
age
很希望
8,
听到她的声
she
音。我待会只能让你们听
was
一小段哈，因为
competed
这是有台的画面
with
新
800
闻，所以
actors.
我们只能这样子哈。但是你看她8岁，
And she
如
was
果
selected to
你是
perform among
甄
from
选
the
者的老师，
800
你会选
actors.
她吗？会不会？会的，用掌声让彼此。对，好，那大家
So
我
look at her
让大家
acting
听
now.
一下一点点声音了哈。
If you're one of the judge, will you select her?
好 ，OK， 英文的，厉害吧？对，所以也因为这样，她美国女孩，待会我跟六秀师姐对谈，再让你
Isn't
们
she
知道有
amazing?
一些
She's
有
only
关
8
于
years
她
old
的。
in
所以
this
这是
film.
第一次她参加演戏，演那个妹妹，演那个妹妹哈。那
And this movie is
出身
called
不凡的
American
养乐
Girl.
多
She
家族第
plays
四
the
代，
little
这不是我们去
sister.
挖出来，而是本来在各媒体都有了。所以六秀师姐是
And
第
she's
第
the
第
fourth
二代，第二
generation
代
of
哈。
a
那
very
她的女
famous
儿，然后现在第4代这边，所以她
brand
的偶
in
像叫艾玛
Taiwan.
华森。刚才我已经跟你讲，她说未来想成为带给大家更
We
多思
talked
考的
about
一个人，
earlier
还要
that
经常出
her
席公益活动，
idol is
希望
Emma
自己一定也能
Watson.
成为这样的人哈。所以她是透过阅读，你现在看到的是小小你这个部分，不晓得你去看了这个部
How
影片了
she
没有？我是走进
performed
电
is
影
by
院去看
reading.
的哦。
She
所以
read
她
a
真的
lot.
很不容易哈，去揣摩，然后演过动儿这个部分，尤其她有一个时间点，她一直那个头这样子歪的时候，我觉得她。我们画面上已
And
经
in
看她
this
很久
movie,
时
she
间是
played
这
a
样的一个
girl
状
with
况的。那
ADHD,
当
so
时
she
在拍
always
摄一
have
定更
to
久，但是她
lean
就是如
her
此的一个
head.
自然哈。所以呢，她
It's not
当
easy
时
to
讲的一
do
句
that
话
for a
有
12
没有？
years old
我们都
girl.
记得，她说我要跟小小一样特别的人说，
And
要继续加
when
油，
she
因为她演
received
出
the
了，她
award,
才
when
会
she
知
went
道。
on the
所以我们
stage,
现在哦，就要用
she gave a
热
very
情的，我喜
emotional
欢和你在一
speech.
起，来欢迎我们的执行长，还有包括六秀师姐，我喜欢和你在一起，
So let's
因
welcome
为
her,
你有
Audrey's
正能
grandparents,
量。执行长，因为你书签
the
完了，你就已
CEO
经
of
闲
the
闲
T
了，我就叫你出
Educational
来一下哈。
Foundation,
好，我们非
Mr.
常
Wang
感恩。执
Benrong,
行长您在那边哈，那
and tea ceremony
最
teacher
主要
Ms.
今
Li
天，最
Liuxiu.
主要今天，要跟大家分享的一个部分，是我们六秀师姐，我们会透过这样的一问一答，让大家清楚明白，同时间呢，也去了解。那我想问六秀老师哈，就是说，
We're going
是
to
什么因缘让
interview
美
the
国女孩
grandmother.
找到你家的林品彤？好，
How did the American
是
girl find your
其实我们家
granddaughter?
的孙女哦，品彤呢，她在发展她的兴趣，还有在培养她的才艺的这个
In
过
the
程中
process
呢，
of
我们
developing
意
her
外地
interest
发
and
现了她有
talent,
特殊的一个才华。
Audrey
那
accidentally
是她从
discovered her
小呢
inherent
就很喜
talent
欢
for
唱歌跳
performing.
舞。那6岁的时候，她自己就会从
Since
iPad 去
elementary
找
school, she
找
has
音
been
乐剧
learning
哦，
the
譬如
opera
，Frozen、
Frozen and
冰雪奇
Matilda
缘
from her
还有
iPad.
小魔女 Matilda 那个音乐剧，她就自己去看着自学自唱，来带给
And
家
she
里的
learned
长辈的
herself
学
and
习。
she learned how to
她7
sing
岁
and
的
act
时候呢，她
herself.
去参加一个
And at age
夏
of
令营，音乐
7,
剧
she
的夏令
joined a
营。
summer camp.
来自美国百老汇的这个编导呢，在成果演出的时候，还特地为她加码。好，那表
And the director is from American America's Broadway. At the age of 8, she participated in the potential singing star audition organized by National Theater Company and the National Taiwan Academy of Arts. She performed in the Little Witch Opera and was the only child among the more than 700 participants who were selected to perform. So the director of the movie American Girls saw her performance, and she was interested in her acting. So Audrey was asked to play the role, even though she has a small role, but it led to the fulfillment. Because of this, she was nominated for Best Newcomer at the Taipei Film Festival. Because of this, I support her, and the whole family support her. Question. We know that you're from a scholarly family. As a grandmother, how do you feel when your granddaughter's going to venture into the world of acting? And what do you do? The field of movie industry is diverse and unknown, and is also deep. It's very unknown to us. I asked the master, Zhenyi, for advice. She asked me, is she pretty? I replied, not particularly beautiful, but she's got a little talent. She can sing and dance. So after that, master say, it's okay, she's still young. And master gave me a lot of blessing. So my restless heart was immediately stabilized. And I believe with the support of family, Audrey was able to maximize her growth in the field she was best at. And because of this support from family, she was able to excel in what she does. I know that you hardly talk to the master about your self problem, but you often ask master about Audrey. When Audrey was 1 year old, we took her to visit the master, and she was sitting on the lap of the masters. And at age of 2, she get to visit the master again. And she can act with her cute face. And master saw say, this girl is very clever and smart. Now we know that Audrey received the blessing from the master. It's very special. So I'm going to ask the grandpa. I heard that it was the first time you watched the Golden Horse Movie Award because of Audrey. How do you feel when she got the award?
因为我是小儿神经科的医师啦，所以我一辈子看过太多的过动儿的小孩。
是，真的。
但是我从来不晓得过动儿
Because I
小
am
孩子在
a
家庭跟社
doctor.
会碰到什么样的困难哈。所以他去拍戏的时候，其实我没有告诉他什么。
That treat kids. I watch many ADHD children.
怕是不要给他先入为主的观念。那本来就是
So
到
when
去
I
年暑假就去
watched
夏令营嘛，演了26天的电影就回来了哦。那这个没有想到，在1年多后会被提名，我们都吓到了。
是。
所以那天在看金马奖的时候，我们都祈祷他不要得奖。
When I watched the Golden Horse Award, I had a lot of mixed feelings. I was hoping that she didn't win because if she wins, there was going to be a lot of pressure for our family. So we were all praying she not to win. And after she got the award, we all shocked. And I didn't know what she's going to say on the stage. But she was calm. And I was surprised by her manner on the stage. At the moment, I was surprised and with a lot of mixed emotion. It was full of gratitude. And I can't believe the golden horse flew into my home. It was a great surprise and a special occasion for the Golden Horse Award. And we know that the Golden Horse Award is one of the most influential and representative movies in the Chinese-speaking world, and has always been called the Oscar of Chinese language.
社会、科技、人性，还有心理的一个综合艺术。
And cinema is an integrated art form combining technological, social, human, and psychological aspects. So Audrey's movie, The Troubled Girls, talk about a film with ADHD. It provoked thought, discussion, and motivates children, bring more information and empathy to everyone. I admire her for being so young and excited by the sudden surprise, but under the spotlight, she was calm, responding to the situation in an organized manner, showing a remarkable aura, and I had to admire her for being a great actress. I'm thankful for sharing with Audrey that actors are mass media and a career in its own right. So to spread positive thoughts and positive energy and to promote good morale. I feel very grateful that she did it.
一般我们看人家上台去的时候，第一件事情就说容我把手机拿出来，然后就开始念。你看他上去，他完全没有。那原来大人并没有介入，也不知道他要讲什么。
And in recent years, most people who won the award, they normally just bring out their cell phone and just read because people are so nervous. But what we see her on stage, she speaks with great manner, and she's not nervous, and she speaks with a great logic.
那你们如何去看待？还有包括怎么鼓励他？
其实我看到他得奖。
How do you think about? How do you encourage her?
是礼拜一还是如常的上学？是。那我觉得这一点。
After the award, she go back to her normal life. She went back to school right away.
她遇到了很多的贵人，刚刚讲的李安跟他摸头，但是李安呢，他说这个奖给他，他自己也很有压力。他是这么小的孩子，他承受得起。
Even including director Ang Lee, who also is the Oscar director.
美国的2天前还特地把他的妈妈还有小朋友。再去跟他耳提面命，告诉他说啊， 成长发展呢一定要健全，是生活经验一定要丰富，还要呢多学语言，还要多受点教育。给他很大很大的
really gave her good advice. He wanted her to grow and develop and enrich her life experience.
好好的去保护他这个善良的这一面。好，但是呢，课业之余呢，这个小孩子真的很爱演戏哦，很爱演出。
And he told us to protect her, to make sure that she take her time. Outside of school, she really enjoyed acting. She want to enjoy more roles in the future.
其实我们看很多那演员也好，或者是导演好，他们其实
We know from the grandparents that Audrey enjoyed reading a lot.
空无一人，不是空无人，就是人来人往的一个地方去观察很多这个人。好，那最后我们请执行长。
By reading, she's also an observer. She observes people, and it helps with her acting. What would you like to add, Grandpa?
因为导演也观察他很久，他觉得他是一个很好的观察者，然后所以他不讲话，但是他观察，所以他可以演得蛮深刻。
Director told us that Audrey is an observer. She's quiet, doesn't talk much, but she likes to observe.
他是一个很特别的孩子啊。那我确实觉得他
Director told us that she's a special kid.
最重要的是我的女儿，她的妈妈其实给她很好的引导，然后我想这一部分就是家庭。
My daughter, who's also Audrey's mom.
好，所以呢，讲到他的女儿就是品彤的妈妈哈，因为大家一出来的时候是说她孙女
，make sure that she gets the education that she needs.
就是，然后其实从姓氏其实是可以去知道。总之，我们关系瓦孙，来孙，然后同时间呢，我们真的非常感恩的是，我们是在慈济，然后执行长还有六秀师姐，他们
very grateful
是我们今年第60届金马奖的。
Audrey is the best actress that break the record of the Taiwan Golden Horse movie industry, and we are proud of her.
我不晓得你在家里看到品彤得奖，如果你知道是他孙女的话，他跟我有什么关系？就是这样的法亲，我们也是我们家的孩子这样的。你知道我在家里看到这一段的时候，我
You know, I don't know if you watched the
这个人我认识
clip when she got the award. I feel like she's one of my family.
我想的就是这个人得奖，所以当他得奖的时候，我好开心。
Unlike her grandparents, I want her to win the award. I was cheering when she got the award.
师兄带给我们的从 American Girl 到 Trouble Girl， 所以呢，谢谢我们这样的一个对。
Her first movie is American Girl, and this recent one that she got the award from is called The Trouble Girl. If you have time, go watch this film, and you can see how good Audrey's acting is.
我们等一下哈，下一位讲师就是人文之夜希望绽放哈，我们可以看到，那范江婷呢，他曾经也上线来做这样的分享。那他是谁？你不一定认识他，因为制作人都是。
江婷范 has been here before.
来看一下这一个文字呢，其实是由江婷自己写，但是我们的花莲文带，因为我们有的格式，所以呢，即便是
flyer about
还是稍微呢调整一下我们要
范江婷，
所以文编的部分是由花莲的文带。那美编的部分呢，是由我们的台北的
This is the team who made the flyer.
在这个部分呢，大家可以知道的是，我们
And thank you.
制作人
Here you can see
他们要找他们的新闻真的很不容易。那
the producer
专业嘛，所以呢，我们就会看到
produced this news.
对谈，鸡蛋更美的作品。所以这个时候，人家就要邀约。
You can see the 3-in-1 volunteers. Hard work. This is 2016. You can see Miss Fan. When in 2024. Can you see the contrast? how she looked like in then and now. She just talked a little bit in this video about the creative idea and the photographer. Great. They also went to Malaysia. They went to Malaysia. And Mr. Zhang took them to Malaysia. This is Miss Fan talking about the touching story was presented to the audience through our presentation. In addition to the academic, they are also doing the red envelope for the annual blessing of Zhenyi family. Look at how concentrated they are to make the blessing red envelope. So Miss Fan is describing how mindful she was to make this. We love to be with you because you have positive energy. Oh, today happens to be the day Master Zhenyi certified commissioners from the Humanity Culture Commission. Mission. We're very grateful to see Master's teaching. And this morning, Master's teaching talking about the disaster and how the humanistic culture mission volunteers put it together. And Miss Fan also put together the healing fruit. Let's listen to her to allow us to see ourselves clearly. Let's welcome all the Dharma at Dawn producer, Miss Fan Jiangting. Grateful to teacher Meiyun to find us and find all those films, descriptions of me in the past. So I want to share with you a story. Yeah. Person went to a party and they are playing a game. 6 people are playing this game. There are 2 cards in each one's hands. The rule of thumb of the rule of game is you need to pass one of your cards away, and then you will get a new card. So this person A has happiness and sorrow. So he passed the sorrow away, and then he receives pain. And giving out pain got anger. Yeah, because when you give out the things you don't want, other people are also giving out the things they don't want. So he gave anger away, he got cooling down, and giving out cooling down, he got lack. Giving out lack, he got depression, and giving out depression, he got sorrow back. Although he has the happiness card always in his hand, but he got sorrow and all the frustrating things. So let's reset the game. How about we give people the thing we like instead of giving out the things we don't like? So let's reset. Giving out the part you love and see what happens. So he gave out happiness. He got peace. Giving out peace, he got wisdom. Giving out wisdom, he got compassion. Giving out compassion, he got understanding. Giving out understanding, he got clearance. And giving out clear mind, he got happiness back. What does this tell us? This tells us that although he always has his sorrow in his end, but by giving out happiness away, he got all the kind and nice things back. So here we see the Dharma in this game. Because you try to be helping others, altruism in the center, then you have tranquility, wisdom, compassion, understanding, calmness, clear mind, and happiness around you. So love and compassion, love and kindness will remove sorrow and disaster. So when we pass all the good things to others, we make good connections with people, and then we generate common kindness and goodness together in order for the world to be much, much better. From the story, we learn that our mind and heart has super magnetic power. Let's look at the story of Brother Jiang Jianming to see how powerful our mind is. It can change our life. He used to be the number one in the underworld, the dark society. Now, this is what he looks like now. He's collecting the compassionate donation from this market. He used to be the underground black leader threatening these people, but now everyone loves him because he's changing to be a loving and kind person. Hi, how are you? Are you chatting? Oh, I've known you for 60 years. Oh, at that time, he was terrible. He would holding knife and chasing people to kill them. Oh, because I was very young and didn't know. I was ignorant. And in the morning, in the old days, he would prepare a pot of tea, and then everyone had to drink a little bit of his tea and pay him 50 Taiwanese dollars. At that time, that's a lot of money because he was brought up by his nanny, and people around him were all just playing. They were not doing serious things. So he was fooling around when he was young. But now he's collecting the donation, 实际 donation from people. Before, these people were forced to pay him the protection fee, but now they are happily giving him the compassion donation for 慈济. And he has changed so much in these years. And see how kind he is to touch the pet. Master told us to do good deeds to accumulate for our future benefit, for our future life. But he said, I'm repaying my past crime. When the August 8th flood happened, I saw sister in the US. In the cold, icy snow, she was collecting donation for Taiwan people suffering from the August 8th flood, bowing, bending herself, and collecting the money. So I was so touched, and I said, I want to wear the Tzu Chi volunteers uniform. That's worn by very kind and compassionate people. This is the place I live. I rented because it's small. You can see some of the things I collected from recycling, and I clean them up for the street friends to use. For myself, I only need one bed. And the rest, I can just leave it here, and I save things I picked up from the street for street friends. In the old days, I was able to make $10,000 a month, but I wasted them away. But now I learned what I really need. You can spend a lot of money on one meal, but I can enjoy a very simple meal. Yeah, just like sweet potatoes and green vegetables. See, now this is the film from Seeing Bodhisattvas. When I interviewed him, I was very touched. Yeah, his life was completely changed from that August 8th flood. He has increased the depth and the width and the warmth of his life. When your life has depth, you find the true meaning of life and the true direction of your life. Then you can use a brand new perspective, fearless courage to face life and future. He was really, really working hard. And he took the night shift for his job in order to volunteer for Tzu Chi during the daytime because he wanted to make the best use of his time because he had wasted his time when he was young. So how do we see truth? Master actually teaches us every day. And these are all the programs we produced in Tzu Chi humanistic culture. Like healing fruit, Master's teaching, wisdom at dawn, life wisdom, etc. Oh, Master telling stories. So if you watch any of those continuously, you will definitely find the best direction of your life. How do we meet beauty and the goodness? How do we find them quickly? How do we find solutions to dissolve our ignorance and afflictions? Let's watch this film. Every day, as we face the world around us, do we have a happy mindset? Or do we have a depressed mindset? If we feel depressed today, everyone will see and that will cause us to be depressed. Go away, stop bothering me. If this is our attitude, will anything we come, anything with, make us happy? No. So we need to regularly adjust our mindset. Always to be happy and relaxed and worry-free. This is what we must learn and develop every day. To deal with things every day. If we look at people with a happy mindset, everyone is a good person. If we look at things with a peaceful mindset, everything is a good thing. If we look at people with a happy mindset, everyone is a good person. Master taught us, if we wake up with a happy and grateful mind, then every person we see, everything we see will be very happy. And we will look at things from a different angle, which is very positive. Just like this. And we put together various short films to provide people with solutions, like healing fruit. We have 3 different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and IG. Let's look at YouTube. How to solve life problems. We have several episodes of how to solve life problems. And depending on the situation, whenever you have problems, you don't know what to do, maybe you can come here to search for a solution or something similar, making you happy and giving you some clear thought to solve your problems. And you will learn wise masters' teaching to help you. Let's look at this film. When my boss was punishing me always, I treat him like my first love. We usually regret that, oh, I'm utilized by you. I will tell them, congratulations, you still have the value to be used. Little screws will have big use, and little plants will have big cure. And horseshoes will have good use, and little people can become very powerful. If you can be used, that means you have value. So we need to use wisdom, do what we need to do, don't do anything we should not do. Do the right things, do them mindfully. Where's the value of life? We do hard work to do our best. If we can be used, that's the most valuable life in our life. Sometimes we feel that we are used by people. So if you change an angle to look at these things, you will see completely different things. How to solve life problems. How can I find good films like this? Now I can show you how to search for it. If you have iPhone or computer, let's try to use Google to search for the healing fruit. So open your screen and just type in healing fruit, and you will find YouTube connection, Facebook connection, and IG connection. And you can go to whichever platform you like. And if you click here, you will see these bells. How do you open these bells? You can pick the bell for all. Then it will show all films on this topic. You can do this anywhere, anytime. Here is the topic on how to learn happiness from Buddha. This Facebook is very well received. We use very short aphorism from the Buddha, from our master to teach us. So you look at this picture I really like. Don't look down upon yourselves, because the Buddha never put you down. Never looked you down. So when we face any frustrations in our life, do we ever doubt our capability? Seems like no matter how hard we try, we don't get what we expected. When we get lost, we need to remember there is a great, wise teacher who's accompanying us and believing us. Many times, we need to leave from our inertia and jump a new worry-free life. Sometimes we fell into the GPS, automatic GPS, and using inertia to react to many things, and results in similar outcomes that we don't like. So we got very positive feedback from our fans. Like this, they say, "Oh, it's so cute, so useful, and so inspiring." Here's another new program. We have my Buddha Bodhisattva good friend. Like this one is the medicine Buddha. And when it's the medicine Buddha's birthday, we put together this cartoon that people can use, you can download, and hopefully the medicine Buddha will bring you peace and wisdom and health and safety. Yeah, this Lunar New Year, we will also make more. Here, IG is a new platform. We have a healing there to use different aphorisms to encourage people. Like this one, every day is a new beginning. The me today is much better than yesterday. And how do we translate making the best use of every moment? We say, enjoy this moment. Even though we know the ice cream will melt, but at this moment, I eat it and I win. Here is Dharma, a master's teaching. This is a website for master's teaching. We want to purify people's heart, making the society harmonious and keeping the world disaster-free. And this is life wisdom. And if we look at the Facebook Dharma collection, you can see the life wisdom before it's on TV. Look at that. On the annual blessing of Yilan, we can see this trend. That's why I went there to see, and I was very happy to find the creativity of Tzu Chi people. And also, our program gives you a chance to feel the pulse of Tzu Chi. We can also do a searching people ad for Master. Like one day, Master was talking about a couple in Dong who was selling pop rice. They saved their money for 20, 30 years and donated them all to Master to build the Tzu Chi hospital. I really miss them. That's what Master said. And then when other people saw the program, the couple, Tzu Chi volunteers who introduced this wonderful couple, found them and brought them to Master. So Master was able to find them through our program. Yeah, they were touched. Master was touched. And also we have a collection of Master picking a volunteer to sing some Tzu Chi song. This way, we hope people can understand Tzu Chi and be close to Tzu Chi, and to help Master purifying people's hearts, making the society harmonious, and let our world to be disaster-free. So I really like the book club, and this is very useful, and hopefully it will benefit people with their daily lives and also learn Dharma. In the beginning, teacher Meiyun said, you only have 10 minutes. And I said, no, I need 30 minutes. So I'm glad that she gave me 30 minutes to share with you my message. In the end, I hope more people can understand, can touch Dharma, understand Dharma, and remember to find our true self and give out love and care. And then you will meet beauty and perfection, beauty and kindness. I hope everyone can see our programs. After you watch it, please give us a thumb up and share with others. Please share, watch these programs. It will help you and help people around you. And we hope you enjoy it. We all did is trying to benefit others. The healing fruit is very, very healing. Oh, your group has people who can draw bear, huh? Yeah, they are very talented. So making the bags use this moment, they can translate into a cartoon of ice cream. Isn't that very creative? Oh, I always find the young people with creative, unlimited mind to communicate very lively. When we watch this, we didn't know all these works behind it. Yeah, because the IG is for younger people. That's why you can see the way they communicated, presented is different. And most of them have English translation. And sometimes due to time limit, we don't have English subtitle. Why am I so sensitive to this? Because sometimes life wisdom is lacking the English subtitle, because I have been watching the English subtitle recently. We're very grateful for Sister Fan Jiangting. 是不是你来了？
你看他说他以前100-200万是不，对他以前真的是钓虾场开，然后可是他说钱赚得多，也花得多，因为他染上了赌博。是，对，所以他从养鼠。And
you can look at the stories that Miss Zhang, Sister Zhang, Fan put together. Remember that brother Jiang? He used to make a lot of money, but he spent them all and didn't have money. But now he doesn't make much, but he has a lot of savings. He can sleep very, very soundly every day. Let's applaud to Brother Jiang and Sister Fan. 都给该你了，是不是？他在北京说那一辆火车出现时真的很惊叹，很感动，赞叹他们真的很有创意，而且来自团队，这就让我们学习。Brother Liang, you're on, right? 管新人他说，这边他写非常的多，但是我想后面赞叹与善用科技多元创新的传法方式，感恩年轻热忱用心制作好节目的范江，他复姓哈，范江。 他婷是他的名字哈，他妈妈没有给他2个名字。
Feedback from the program previously.
所以满满的正能量哈。所以范江亭大一台的节目太丰富了，大家把握机会，有时间就要去捞些宝。高雄的余如说，佛法也能与时俱进，符合各个年龄层，感恩人文之夜用心制作。
So they were praising the program from Thai TV.
好，总之我们非常感恩我们的制作人来到现场。那等一下我们即将进行大合照哈，请大家呢把这一本书我们
So we thank for our producer.
站起来，你们是抖，然后我来顺口溜，热烈掌声，再次感恩。好是好。我们今天每个人都有一个胸章，爱胸章。这个胸章是我们的秋华师姐跟我们结缘的哈。那我们现在呢要回到的是我们的顺口溜的部分。同时，主场即将跟我们的执行长跟他的书这本新书来做一个合照，其实也有出一小段时间了哈。那我们来看看上个礼拜有哪些人，我们透过这个就会知道哈。好，所以线上重点顺口溜的一个部分。好，加拿大亮君校长呢，想说，既然对不起，下面的人请脱口罩，然后不讲话，拿书，另外一只手比赞，后面的人站起来。雪玉先 settle 好，你才蹲下去哈。好，我们大一台即将拍新闻哦，请大家后面站起来，手举高，书举高，比手哈，然后脱口罩，不讲话就可以了。然后我念顺口溜给你们听哈。感恩加拿大亮君校长说，
We'll take a photo together.
幸福以秋华点亮爱来临，袖珍商店爱传递，红点人医爱叮咛。
So this is a summary.
我们北京是轮到周蕊欣师姐，她说导读团队金藏演绎无量义，排除万难永承担，跟随上人我愿意。缅甸师姐李金兰传法入村爱相随，积少成多。
So this is about the sister Lin Jinghui shared about the Sutra of Innumerable meanings, which was a very difficult performance. Also, that we talked about the sister Jinlan, head of the Myanmar liaison office, shared that the relationship with Tzu Chi came into play during the Nargis disaster in Myanmar. The volunteer loved Buddhism, cherish it, and are willing to spread the master's teaching.
所以呢，导读菩萨这边执行长，美国新泽西的执行长是我们最早的顺口溜团队，和着节奏一起来导读菩萨灵济会，金藏演绎无量义，克服野蛮。
And then we also see that Sister Ji Huilin shared about the Sutra of the Innumerable meaning, which was a difficult performance. And this is about the sister Lin Jinglan from Myanmar, and then brother Chu Hua to offer the story in the hospice, and Dr. Hong Hongdian, who protect her health and share the what life is after the pandemic. And finally, Dr. Li Mingnan, a deputy of the director of the Darling Ci Yuan, and shared about the green hospitals. Yeah, we are so grateful for the team to come up with the summary.
他要跟我们分享的是新冠确诊后的长期抗战，所以我们掌声来欢迎医护有爱，人间有情，所以我们非常的感恩。
Dr. Lai Yulin to share about.
那在这个部分哈，好，那您就直接讲了哈。那我们非常感恩高雄的仁医会也来站台相挺哈，所以这样的一个感动，让我们全部都能够感受。好，您可以开始讲了哈。
那个敬爱的上人、金色师父，还有慈济的家人，大家好。我是 人医会的药师赖玉林。那今天跟大家分享的就是在新冠确诊后的长期抗战。
This is Dr. Lai here.
那严重特殊传染性
Father
肺
Jack,
炎就是我们讲的新冠肺炎
Father
COVID-19。
Jack, will you
那它
take
是
over?
那个感染到新型冠状病毒所引起的哈。那依据那个西元的那个2021年的10月份呢，
So regarding
全球已经有2.4万感染。
past few years, we have seen the COVID-19 virus. We have quite a number of cases, but we've seen some cases where people, after they become infected, developed their autoimmune imbalance and have a lasting impact in their health. But mostly, we see people these symptoms start to resolve after 12 weeks of symptoms. But there are cases where it's beyond the 12-week period. So according to WHO, World Health Organization's guideline, they have defined this.
They
have defined this as a new term called long COVID.
就会变成新的一个名词，叫做我们讲的 COVID-19 急性感染后。
According to the definition, those who are infected with the coronavirus, whether it is suspected or confirmed infections, their cases may be more than within 3 months of their infection, and the symptoms will continue more than 2 months without any other related diagnosis or disease. So some of the mechanism of this long COVID may be due to an imbalance in the immune system, as well as inflammatory damage caused by the acute infection. So it may be that the virus within their body is constantly irritating and triggering the immune response. Commonly, these are some of the symptoms that we see in long COVID. There are more than 203 different symptoms that can be categorized. Mostly, people will feel fatigued, tired, losing sleep, as well as a reduction in their productivity. So from fatigue, they may feel they don't have any strength, whether it is mental or physical, as well as what we commonly call a brain fog, such as they having difficulty focusing, difficulty paying attention, and express themselves. Commonly, we see that brain fog and fatigue are accompanied together. Cough is a very typical symptom of COVID. If they have not seen improvement after 8 weeks, then we recommend having a second diagnosis and see if there's any other contributing factors. There's also known gastrointestinal symptoms such as a stomach ache, muscle ache, and in addition to insomnia. So as we know, if you sleep less than 6 hours a day for a long period of time, there are detrimental effects to your health, such as high blood pressure, heart disease. So what kind of people typically have experienced long COVID? It's typically those who have been hospitalized or having severe infections, as well as those with other chronic diseases. People who have not received any vaccinations or have developed multiple inflammatory syndromes are those who are higher risk. So far, there are currently no medication that's developed for long COVID. Mostly is focusing on relieving the symptoms. It's also a effect on the patient's mental and neurological states. For female patients, they maybe experience more neurological effects. About 30 to 40% of COVID patients will experience that, such as experiencing symptoms like anxiety, difficulty sleeping, brain fog, etc. We have found certain tea, such as lavender, orange peels, roses, that can help relieve some of these symptoms there. For those who have difficulty focusing or have cognitive difficulties, we recommend them taking food that are rich in omega-3 fatty acid, as well as vitamin B groups, such as dark green vegetables, mushrooms, squash, soybeans, and nuts. And we know that these nutrients are also very beneficial to our overall immune system health. For symptoms regarding fatigue, we're recommending whole grains such as whole wheat, whole grain rice. For symptoms such as muscle pains, we recommend increasing the intake of calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin D, as well as a sufficient amount of protein. For those who are magnesium deficient, they may experience fatigue or being tired easier than compared to other people. And for those who are experiencing GI distress, such as stomach ache, lack of appetite, or nausea, we recommend them to avoid any fried foods, spicy foods, or heavily seasoned, heavily salted foods. They can drink a small amount of ginger tea or the four herbal soup, and that can help their appetite. For respiratory syndromes such as coughing, shortness of breath, chest congestion, chest pain, we're same thing recommending them to avoid fried foods, heavily seasoned or spicy food, and intake other more nourishing foods such as pears cooked in rock sugar. In the Chinese medical department in Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital, there are exercises that are developed to help resolve the chest congestion. Let me look for the video here. So what can you? So as long as you can spread your arms, you can improve your air intake. Certain motions, such as in a bubble motion, and it help reduce the shortness of breath. So this is just a very short an overview of some of the gestures. So as you can follow, like here, if you raise your arm slowly and slowly tiptoe and stretch out and open up your chest. And then you can also go from left to the right. Spread your left hand out and then pull back with your right arms to open up your chest. You do that on both sides, left and right. If you look online, if you're interested, you can find more detailed introduction and training videos online. So lastly, how do we prevent long COVID? The most important is to not get COVID in the first place. So one is to be properly immunized, wear your face mask and keep a social distance, as well as avoiding a very crowded space. So these are things I would like to share with you all. So very grateful for our doctors for sharing today, and let's give him, and let's just read together that our doctor and nurses have love, and then our society will be full of good relationships. So the 10 minutes that they've shared, they've just stand here for 10 minutes. Fortunately, nobody here passed out because they're all doctors or they're all in the medical professional. So if there's any mishaps, they can help take care of themselves. And even our CEO is also a doctor, so we're well covered today. Today, he is our speaker, and this is so being a speaker, we will have our little gift here, our bag. For all our speakers who have come here, we'll give them this bag, our totes bag, and you can feel it. Yesterday, when we just started, we just started this move yesterday, and now already have donated 100,000 to the earthquake relief in Japan. And this afternoon, our sewing club or meet together and create the little monks for these bags. We have also invited our designers, artists to design this logo, this emblem here, and we're very fortunate that they were able to open the production line early for us. So very grateful that they were able to do that just in time for the earthquake in Japan. And it's also a very useful tool. But the most important thing is this is not just the money that we want, but rather it is the love. We hope that everyone's love will join together and let this goodness vibrate and share across the world. So we have not received the full shipment, but we're still waiting for the shipment. So we only have a small amount here for all our speakers and our guests today. So let's give a round of applause here. And next, our time is, we'll pass it on to our exercise team. Now, sitting here for 2 hours, it's time for you to stand up. So if you can follow along here. And I have the best present, which is the song for you all.
要带给大家的是最好的礼物，我们慢慢的站起来。
最好的礼物，太好了，太好了！
这么一个礼物袋可以带着我们的幸福，也传递给大家哦。老师，我也下单了，真棒的一个袋子。对，我也希望在过年的时候可以带给大家很好的礼物哦。来，我们来画彩虹。好，再来。一条轨道通往未来和过去。继续。放眼一寸，一寸都是光阴，回首一步一步都是感情。燕子，我从错误中推出去的手掌，请立起来。你从迷惘中拨开了迷雾，交叉打开，每种谅解，手臂打直，一封家书，庆幸有你陪我读，守护爱回到征途。让我们用感恩的心说谢谢你，幸福在 再一次。风摇动，爱心大放送，谢谢你，我们一起在幸福小屋。风摇动，爱的大放送。我们是彼此一生最好的礼物。我们跟左右的邻居说声：有你真好，有您真好，有您真好。我们双手往上延伸，做伸展，来照镜子。挥出去的手，手掌立起来。交叉打开，手臂打直。都像一封家书，星星有你陪我读，守护爱回到征途。让我们一起温馨地说谢谢你，谢谢你带我们一起在幸福小屋，给我一个家的温度。风摇动，青春是笔，岁月如织，我们一起写下美丽的日子。谢谢你，许我一个幸福，送我一个家的丰富。风摇动，甜辣酸苦，风雨同路，我们是彼此一生最好的礼物。谢谢你盖了一座幸福，给我一个家的温度。无论风雨，我们都在一起，好吗？岁月如织，我们一起写下美丽的日子。谢谢你许我一个幸福，送我一个家的丰富。甜辣酸苦，风雨同路，我们是彼此一生最好的。最后一个，我们大大的爱的大奉送给大家，幸福美好，谢谢。
And now we have a second song. And we wish everyone that you be happy and safe every day. So let's move our feet.
平安健康每一天，踏起您的脚步，一起来，开三下踏步，踏踏踏踏，开三下，准备点肩。
80少年出来报，手脚并用脑体操。你丢我捡难不倒，化废为宝功一巧，街头巷尾人人好。
擦镜子，擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下，擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下点肩。
就是康健身矫健，儿童目明显品显。环保志工跑在前，社区关怀不落后，苗师连连苗连篇。
擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下，擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下点肩。
老当益壮生青年，百儿志工下下教，常照手牵手，心安自在快乐活，自己救。
踏步，慈济常照大爱多，慈济常照感恩多，慈济常照健康多，慈
是少年书来宝，手脚并用脑体操。你丢我捡难不倒，化废为宝功一巧，街头巷尾人人好。刺激刺激999，刺激999，刺激刺激999，刺激999，就是康健身矫健，儿童目明显品显，环保志工跑在前，社区关怀不落后，牛屎连连秒连篇。刺激刺激999，刺激999，刺激刺激999，刺激999，老当益壮胜青年，百儿之功下下教，长照长照手牵手，心安自在快乐活，刺激刺激999。
For activity team, I wish them to stay and kind of hold the bags here. Let's stand together. So, so now we can see that our latest item, our tote here. And you can all see here, we're grateful for this item, and kind of share with us like what does it feel like? And we all know that it's also waterproof on the inside. Now we have received a lot of inquiries, and unfortunately we cannot give you any of them today. We only have 50 here today. So basically we have prepared these gifts to our speakers as well as our guests and our international and teams. And for those who are really want to promote, they're also welcome to make an order. Now a lot of people have been asked that if they can just pay first, and then when January 30th comes, when we have received a shipment, then they can come and take it home and pick it up. Now, for those who are like to order and give it to other people, please wire us the order and send us the address, and we will mail that to you. We have our families from Canada who are joining us and say they're leaving for Monday. We find ways to give them 10 of them, and also our families in Las Vegas who have already placed an order. So our samples, our demos have been ordered, and they will bring. So our volunteers who will be going to Las Vegas will be bringing about 30 of them over. And also the Qipao key rings, we have an order for 120 of them. We have not even started making it, but they already paid a deposit for these. So we're very grateful and really moved by all the love and trust of our Tzu Chi volunteers. Now this is a very traditional items that's used to congratulate people when they have a marriage or when they're moving into a new house. And all these, after subtracting the cost of materials, we have donated more than 400,000. And at the same time, we still have 400,000 in deposits. We cannot even make enough or fast enough to sell, but people are constantly placing an order. We have a very high quality standards, and they want to make sure that all the items that are pass the inspection. Now, originally the emblems were to be hand painted. I'm very grateful or fortunate that I didn't ask her to paint this because just yesterday there were 2,500 bag orders. I'm sure she'll probably cry noticing that there's that many that she needed hand paint. So let's band together and share this great love and I'd like to ask to get a copy of the receipt that we have donated from these back orders. So very grateful for our facility team to getting very quickly. So our first donation went to donate 100,000 from the bag sales. So we hope that these handbags will bring you will bring you good fortune, and from generation to generation. So our feedback from Canada, we're sharing about our doctor earlier, reminding us how to take care of ourselves and prevent a lot the complications for COVID. And for those who are unfortunately infected with COVID virus, please seek proper medical care. So now coming up to our feature speaker today, when we're meeting our writers, we have our CEO Wang Benrong. We have read a little bit of their sharing earlier. We have a lot of feedbacks coming in, and very grateful for their examples, and very grateful that when one of our listeners was in Hualien, they were able to interact with them in person very closely. And from Canada, this is a praise for me that we're all walking forward. And from a lot of our YouTube feedbacks, whether it is regarding our producers or the sharing earlier. So this is the title of the book. In Chinese, these 8 words sounds exactly the same, but just looking at it, you can feel like there's a lot of knowledge in this book. And I have a question for our CEO, where the English title is so simple, Brain, Mind, and Universe, but how do you develop this? How do you write this book when it's so full of intelligence? I would like to share with you from one of our team members who took a break for 3 years because of his changing schedule, his work schedule. So finally, after 3 years, he came back and wrote this introduction. He read the book, and we're very grateful, very truly moved by how dedicated that he is to writing this introduction. And this is our graphics team. And it's also the CEO is one that wrote one of our intros in our book. As you know, that CEO, when he was in Zhenyi Hospital, he would always work on a Wednesday, so he couldn't come in person. but after leaving the medical mission and joining the education mission, he's able to come and join us for a number of years now in person. And he usually always come in person. So first, I'd like to share with you this video here. This is a conference, or this, but he's also shared this in the book here about our silent mentors. This is a very important class for them. Our silent mentor program is an active training of their professionalism as well as their humanistic aspects, and being respectful to the silent mentor for their giving has always been an ultimate display of respect. Now, today in history, we know that our CEO, how he come to Zhenyi, and this is the first when the first superintendent of the hospital, Du Shimian, during the groundbreaking ceremony of Zhenyi Hospital. At the time, he was in the terminal of his liver cancer and only had about 3 months to live. But still, Master entrusted him with the responsibility. Well, none of us know when his life will end, but we don't know. But let's just focus on today and work on getting today's things done. And he have personally recruited the doctors to the Zhenyi Hospital to find talent and recruit new talents. When he saw me, he asked me if I could help in Hualien just once a week, and I was really inspired by him at that time and immediately accepted his invitation. So looking back and see how young he was, and even now he's still looking pretty young. And from here we have the teachers from the Teacher Association, because this is the CEO of the Education Mission. So our first question that I mentioned earlier, that from English it seems rather simple. Then how did you create these 8 Chinese words? This book, when we had our talk with Master has given this book as a present for all of us, because it's new on the market. So for those who does not have this book, then we will have it prepared for you. If you really like it, then you're welcome to take a copy after listening to our CEO's talk and sharing. So fortunately, we have 2 writers are joining us from abroad. One is from the U.S., Sister Zhang Yuanling, and she said, unfortunately, she cannot be here today because she's at the certification ceremony. And there's also another writer who are here. So how do we welcome this book? Well, whether I understand it or not, what I do is just to read it from cover to cover. And when you open this book and found something that you don't quite understand, don't feel that that's because you don't know, that you didn't learn enough. Because this book could be good and it could be bad. It could be good because I'm very happy to have received this book. But the bad part is you may not understand what exactly was written in this book. So reading this book, it takes time and it takes a lot of patience. And this is from the introduction in the book. And I find that the most interesting part is on page 13, when the writer shared that many years ago when he was in the dormitories with the CEO and found that our CEO being very intelligent, and so he had a thought. So if he could see the neural connections within his brain, then it would definitely be a wondrous roadmap to the world of intelligence. And I'm really amazed by how well they were able to piece the words together. So this book, and on page 29, this book may seem rather sad. There are 4 big chapters, 24 subchapters connecting the cosmology with Buddhism, and filled with all sorts of vocabularies. You can enjoy the beauty of how pure the words are. And when you're reading these words, you'll find how intelligent he is, or how smart he is. And out of the references, 4 of them were written by our CEO previously. So he's been able to reference his previous work. So this book offers as a summary of all this information. And there's also 4 TV dramas that were mentioned in this book, and I'm very joyful because out of all the 4 that I mentioned, I have watched 3 of them already. The only one I did not watch was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and unfortunately that's not on my Netflix, so I need to find time to watch it. When you open this book, you can see there page 158. We talked about the Earth, its positions, and it's just so coincidentally, the Earth is just at the right place, and that to nurture life. And when I saw the words that says that it was picked by the heavens, then I really understand, and I felt that I understand what you mean. There are 3 pages in there that mention about the Venerable Master Yin Shun, especially during the time when he was when he's unconscious, doing the brainwave testing, monitoring, we found that something very different. Even in the morning when he was passed away, when Master Yin Shun is passing away due to heart failure, his brains are still actively, consciously processing. So he was really amazed by how even at this stage of his life, his brain is still working as if he was awake. And on page 213, he was written in English. It's very. And he put it simply that way. So we all know that wife is very important. If you take care of your wife, then your life will be happy. So ultimately, there's about 20 pages where I feel like it is when I'm able to be most understanding to that I can understand the most, because he was writing in reference to the Sutra of innumerable meanings. So if you have this book, then don't take another copy. But for those who don't have a copy, take this opportunity, take it home, and spend the time. You may not understand it, but you will definitely benefit a lot. So let's give a round of applause to welcome our CEO to share with us today. Dear Masters, Apple Masters, and Teacher Meiyun, as well as our brothers and sisters that are present. This is the 7th book I have published, and publishing book is like giving birth. After publishing a book, I always tell myself I never wanted to publish another book again, but one after another they keep coming. The previous book was a smooth birth. It only took me about 3 months, but this one was more of a difficult birth because it is a mixture of science, of anthropology, and I have to ask all my friends from these fields to write the introduction. And it's also, and the start of this book came from Brother Yao, who gave me this mission when he asked me during one of the talks I have given. It's about the science in Buddhism as well as the Buddhism in science. And as we may have known that there's very simple that about heart and matters all together, being empty and being full are the same, versus in physics we talked about how time and space are together as one, where matters and energy will not diminish. So looking at the world through different aspects, whether it is through physics or through a more spiritual approach, it is about seeing through what's in front of you and see to the truth. So the first chapter is talking about time and space, such as a broad view of the theory of relativity. The second chapter is about our human society and the world. Third chapter is a reference about neurology and Buddhism. And lastly is about the difficulties that we face in our lives. As we all heard, there are 20 different difficulties that we may face in our world. So how do we change ourselves to make the difficult easy? So first, coming to introduction, we're introducing about the time and space. The first was based on 3 words, which is about the mathematical zero and the Buddhism aspect of emptiness and the physical thought of nothing. These are the greatest intelligence in the human society, and also the birth of all the things that's to come. The second subchapter was about from the Big Bang Theory, and it's only become widely accepted in the past few decades. As we know that the universe was created from the Big Bang when the burst of energy and expanded the universe and created what we know today. From the high temperature, the extreme high temperatures, matter was born, and now that the world is about but we know that the universe is constantly expanding. Now we know that the universe was formed about 13.7 billion years ago, but it's still constantly expanding. And a galaxy may consist of 200 billion stars, and sun is only one of them. And doing the form in relatively speaking, our sun and earth are still very young compared to the formation of the universe. Now looking at the pictures earlier, we see the different aspects, different phases of our lives. Now when I still have dark hair to now white hair and soon to be no hair. And when we talk about the universe in a Buddhism aspect, it consists of both time and space. From the Tathagata understanding, the form and the formless are all matters of emptiness, but from there, the emptiness is wonders existence. So as we know now that from the Big Bang Theory, you know, that everything that we see nowadays comes from the emptiness when from before when there's nothing. And we know that Earth is spinning on its own at 1,700 kilometers per hour and circling the sun. But with this fast speed, we become but even though it's at this fast speed, we are unaware of it. And we know that the Earth is constantly spinning around the sun. All the other planets are spinning around the sun or in their respective stars. So the heavenly bodies are all working together, have its own order, and circling endlessly. From Buddhism understanding, we see that a minor dust can turn the Dharma wheel, and from a small speck, we see 10 sides of the Buddhism land. So coming back to the physics, we see the true natures. There's a unsolvable time and space, an inseparable matter and energy. The intangible waves and matter, as well as invisible forces that are working all together. So that's there are sub-chapters. In the theory of relativity, as Einstein told us, has mentioned to us that as the speed of light remain constant, time and space is not. As we know, energy equals the elements, and time equals space. Time is a space, and when it's active, and space is time standing still. In the on the quantum scales, we see different elements. You know, our cells maybe 10 to the negative 5 millimeters, but coming down to even smaller particles and even up to our atom. In our atom, we know there are electrons, there are neutrons, protons, and a nucleus. But majority of that is consistent of empty space, even though despite they're so small together. Now, in the atomic nucleus, I will not talk too much about the in detail, but we know there are 3 quarks. There are very, very tiny particles in that makes up an atom.
那我们可以看到《法华经》就告诉我们，3000大千世界是微尘世哈。
And the Lotus Sutra, there is mention of the innumerable dust-like trilocosms. And when we are closely reading the Suragama Sutra, you can observe how the microdust to the magnitude of Paramanu and then realizes emptiness, and from this emptiness will born matter and its form. So we see Buddhism is quite an amazing understanding where it brings from the understanding of emptiness and talk about near emptiness to dust-like dust-like particles, and coming into the Heart Sutra mentioning that form and emptiness are alike. In Newton's gravitational theory have shed light about our sky and the earth. When Maxwell's electromagnetic theory brings light to light and electricity. When Einstein's relativity brought together time and space, energy and matter, and quantum mechanics brings in our waves and particles, the empty and matter and antimatter. So the scientists were able to prove to us that many of the things that may seem completely different were actually related, and these we can see from in the Buddhism sutras how these thoughts were mentioned so early on. Our second chapter, we talked about our world, the human world and the world. We know that life developed because of the distance between Earth and the sun, and that special relationship. And we mentioned about the sun, such as the grace from the sun and how the earth developed and the evolution of humans, as well as the relativity of human society. For example, when we come into our cities, we develop a different type of relationship with each other. And in the world, where there's also matters, how we interact. And lastly, we talked about how the new human society and the multiverse that we may be experiencing in the future. So what is our self? And the little self is the survival. Having desire, having fear is the basis of human survival. In human nature is to preserve themselves, whether it is to defend or constantly enriching and growing ourselves. As we see so many politicians on TVs, they're always constantly enlarging their influence. So we see them being very focused, being very developed, but also to develop on dwelling their influence and becoming more afflicted and attached. And we also experience different thoughts, such as our greed, our anger, ignorance, arrogance, and the afflictions that are associated with it. The bigger self is us in this society. As we all know that humans are social animals, they cannot survive on their own. So coming together, we must share these responsibilities to build the societal relationship and benefit from the power of the group. So our abilities and our powers are not isolated, cannot be independent on their own, but rather it is embedded in the organization and the societal system. So that we always constantly reminding ourselves that as what we take from society, we must use back to the society. But even if in the bigger concept of ourselves, we still experience dust-like afflictions such as a conflict of interest or values when we meet when we meet different people. There are interactions coming together and going apart, and even arguments. So if you don't have a rich understanding of the world in both knowledge and wisdom, we'll have an endless amount of afflictions. For human DNA, as we know that there is really no apex of all apex animals. In our DNA, it is about love. Loving others is an extension or a display of loving ourselves. Benefiting others is a way of benefiting ourselves. We cannot completely just benefit ourselves if we don't help the people around us. So that is a key point. On the third chapter, we talk about neurology and Buddhism. I am a pediatric neurologist. And so I'm able to bring a lot of my understandings, such as from biology, from neurology, and share about the viewpoints of Buddhism sutras. Now, I cannot go into too much detail on that, unfortunately, because of the time, but we just mentioned it very briefly overview. In the Prajnaparamita Sutra, we talked about the emptiness, which is also the cause and effects. When we are working on just the consciousness in the Buddhism, it is an analysis of the cause and effects of karma and the fruits from these interactions. In the Heart Sutra, there's mention of emptiness, how there is no ignorance and no end, and as to the point that there is no aging and no death from age. And as we can see as we have learned from our current understanding that even in our eighth state of consciousness is a relationship to our view on multiverse nowadays. Now that is yet to be proven, but we can see these correlations coming into play. So what is to be a selfless? Well, selfless is us in a cosmic aspect. When the element was born, the temperature is unimaginable. So all the elements came from the galaxy during that great explosion. In our human body, there are 99% of it is just the basic 6 elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen. Now, even though they consist of 96%, there's also plenty of room for essential elements such as phosphorus, calcium, sulfur, etc. And we all know that these are things that we cannot live without. And all of these elements are not born or made on Earth. It all came from the universe, the galaxy that we are in, or the universe that we are in. So life is not just does not just begin from birth to death, but rather it is rooted in the relationship between the universe and Earth. So our life, the birth of our life, started in the universe and passed down to Earth and to where we are right now. And when all the elements align, that created us. So we always hear from when watching TVs, they always say to be continued. And to know to be continued. Well, it's just like our bodies. When we die and it becomes buried, or we start to decompose, it is not the end of life, but rather it could be a beginning of another one. Because as it decomposes, all these elements gets returned and gets reused and rebuilt to future beings. As we learn from different sutras, is that our heaven and earth share the same root as I do. All life and I share the same body, and because we all come from the same elements. And in the Heart Sutra, when we talk about the consciousness, it is about how our emptiness comes from being fulfilled, and how our heart and our brain can vibrate together, work together. The five senses that we all know, it started in the cortex, or as we know, in the cortex of our brains. And even our sight is just a receiver for electromagnetic waves. Even in the grand spectrum of electromagnetic waves are the colors, the light that we see, it's only a very, very small sliver, a very, very narrow spectrum. So the blue that we see, is it really blue? Is it just because this is the color that we receive from the clothes, we see them as blue? But in reality, the clothes that they're wearing absorb the different wavelengths and does not reflect. So when everything gets absorbed, it becomes black. When nothing gets absorbed, it becomes white. So it comes to our rods and cones and how sensitive they are and how they receive these signals and turn that into signals in our neurotransmitters in our brain and show us what colors that are present. In the Dharma Sutra, it says that all things that take form is unreal, because our brain created our reality. The world we live in only exists in the societal structures of our brain. And to everyone, to all the animals or different living beings that we see, the forms, the shape, they may take a different form than how we recognize it. And ironically, us humans never really taken that understanding to heart. So the emptiness that human created, the civilization from, it's also the tool that we use to against each other, and even control the evolution or development of humankind, and ultimately may lead to our own demise. And as we see all the different issues, the societal issues that we face in our world today, all of them can bring about to our own destruction. So ultimately, it is that it is based on the heart, just like Buddhism, it is based in the heart. By taking what we think, our heart and the matters together, and combining with all the different understandings from different from quantum mechanics, from the string theory, from from informations and neurology, we all bring it together under the understanding of Buddhism. So coming to the book, we also asked about what makes us human. Why are we born as human? What is the purpose of the life, and what is our goal from our living? And that is what I talked about on the chapter 4. As we know in Tzu Chi, there are 4 missions and 8 Dharma prints, and it's all about hearing sufferings and relieving sufferings, and to resolve any misunderstanding or ignorances, as well as benefiting others. And I share with you all about the silent mentors, how they are able to share their very intricate bodies and offer that as a introduction to the wondrous world of human physiology for our doctors, so they can train. And we see that a lot of our silent mentors, they will come at once after their death, or within 8 hours, to arrive there. And even though they passed away, they still leave their legacy, and to help. Even at the end of their life, they are protecting and enriching the new lives that are to follow. So this is the view of on Tzu Chi volunteer on life, how to understand that there is no self and be at ease both in life and death, and how to reduce our little self, our personal desires, and find refuge in Jingsi, as also as expanding ourselves and benefiting the world through Tzu Chi. Now, a lot of people may question Tzu Chi and asking why Tzu Chi always praise Buddha as the world enlightened one, because Tzu Chi volunteers are the enlightened ones, because the understanding of Buddha from 2,500 years ago, before the birth of modern science, he was able to understand and create these theories that we're just starting to rediscover. So ultimately, what is our Dharma lineage? It is a combination of the great and the small vehicles. How do we understand and the truth, as well as the understanding of the world, as well as bring together Buddhism and the science. As we all know, that truth could be ultimate. The things that happen, as we know that cause and effect is an absolute relation. A lot of people may ask us, what is our Dharma lineage, and what is the practice of Tzu Chi? And this is my understanding of how we are learning to purify ourselves, and then from there we benefit the world with the great vehicles. And from the absolute relations, we learned about the cause and effect of the world, such as the different values that we may see from the different people that we encounter. And at the end, it is also a understanding of, or a fusion of, Buddhism and science, because what we are doing is a real life experiment of science. So our Tzu volunteer is very fortunate and also tasked with very hard work. So thank you all for listening today.
好，非常感恩执行长，请站哈。来，郑宪，请你们不要浪费时间哦。来，郑宪拿着您自己的书。对。
Lastly, we'd like to invite our sewing clubs to stand alongside our CEO because they really admire him but don't have the opportunity to be so close to him. So fortunately, they are here today for their sewing. They are not here just to join our study group, but rather to teach those who are here to learn. So I invite everyone, if you have the opportunity, to come and check out their work, see if there's something that you'd like, and also help to benefit those who need help. And here are some of the feedbacks we have received from our listeners about how our CEO is so full of wisdom and very insightful sharings and teachings.
很想要这本书，你本身没有，待会桌上的真的可以带回。就我们美国跟海外的团队跟大家结缘。好，那这边我们的加拿大管心理说用心。
And this is from our feedback from Canada, how they would need a lot of time to regurgitate and really understand what our CEO is trying to clarify in the book. So if you're able to read this, you'll definitely find some new understanding.
在这边，我们日本的陈静慧说，很开心今天听到一个秘密，原来有不少人也是一样，很爱读执行长的书，但是常常看不懂。书拿起来。
The more you read it, the more times you read it, the better understanding of these topics that you will be from the book.
有什么感觉哈？所以在这边，赤峰的内蒙赤峰的恩利说，敬佩执行长每一部著作，有幸拜读。
Our listener is sharing how encompassing this book is and bringing in all the different information all together under one cover.
请诗经回来带回去内蒙给你哈，所以我们真的非常的感恩哦。就云南那个小明他说，天王执行长的分享就是一场视觉听觉的享受，百听不厌。执行长如一本厚厚的宇宙与佛法相融的书，信手拈来。他写1年。
And one of the listeners sharing that how these books seem to be so effortless, but in reality, it took him a year to make this book. After consulting 41 different texts, and all of the books that we have today will have his signature.
所有好的因缘，然后全部来高雄现场读书。刚才大家还记得问我说，你怎么邀请到执行长的？
Now, someone has asked that how I was able to invite the CEO to join us, and I'm very grateful because he thought that we are here truly, mean something. So he has vowed to come back every year if he can.
执行长也谢谢我们真贤群团队，幸福你们了。你看我们的怡珍举个手，嘉义大林慈院的哇。
So coming back to my slides here. So here it is a Netflix video talked about experiments on twins and how they may differ eating a vegetarian diet versus a non-vegetarian diet. For those the snacks that you have enjoy today, if they're good, make sure to bring a bag back. Next week, we have Sister Sui Jing who will be our guided reading, and doctor from Kaohsiung Hospital. So every Wednesday, welcome you to join us, and we're thankful for your participation because you all have positive energy. As we all know that there's only glory from hard work, and there's no honor from waiting. As we know, persevere, and because you will find a better version of yourself. And we are all working together not to be more powerful, but more influential. So thank you all, and we'll meet again next week.
那我们现在请执行长跟六秀师姐跟玉玲用最快的速度，我们冲上去，还有曾怡哈，东西都不要拿，用最快的速度，我们即将跟我们跨国跨去。其他的人，麻烦你们可以到曾宪勤的地方，还有这本书你喜欢就带走，感恩。好，谢谢执行长，快一点，执行长。六秀，你们要快点，先不要整理东西，我们跨国的团队等着拍照。好，曾怡还有玉玲，跟我们跨国团队一下。六秀师姐不要拿东西哦，嘿，你先那个，对，很快很快，我们就下来了。数满学艺，请六秀师姐快一点，我们得要。2楼技术团队，嘿嘿，我们还有一群人在这里。好 ，OK， 弄好，从客语来。
Hello, Brother Jack.
来，执行长，六秀，你。
Hello.